Good morning, students. Today we are discussing about the muscles of soul. The competencies are 19.1. Describe and demonstrate the major muscles of the soul, their attachment, nerve supply, and action. Another competency is 19.7. Explain the anatomical basis of metatarsalgia and plantar fasciitis. Specific learning objectives are describe the origin, insertion, nerve supply, and action of the dorsal and plantar interossei muscles of the foot, and short notes on plantar aponeurosis, lateral plantar nerves, plantar arterial arch, cutaneous innervation of the sole, enumerate muscle layers of the sole, give brief account muscles of the first layer, give the anatomical basis of plantar fasciitis and calcaneal spool. So these are the SLO specific learning objectives. So when you're doing the dissection of the sole, first the skin is there. The skin having the epidermis and dermis. We are already did that at the time of the palm, but here it is more thicker than the palm region. The thickness of the skin increases due to intermediate pressure. It is divide of hairs and sebaceous glands, but it is provided with numerous sweat glands are there. After removing the skin, we can identify the superficial fascia. It is composed of subcutaneous fat, but here the fat arrangement is different when compared to other region. The fat in a meshwork of fibrous septa which anchor the skin to the underlying plantar aponeurosis. So between the skin and the plantar aponeurosis, the fat is arranged in the meshwork fibrous septa. It's like a bags type, cushions type. So this gives the proper grip for the sole, and the fibrofatty tissue is more abundant beneath the posterior calcaneus metatarsal heads and helps the pulp the terminal discs. Calcaneal branch of the tibial nerve, whereas the medial side it is supplied with the medial plantar nerve, lateral side lateral plantar nerve. But whereas the lateral side the skin dorsal surface sural nerve as well as the medial side is the saphenous nerve going to supply to this plantar surface of the sole. After remove this, we can identify the deep fascia is there. So deep fascia is nothing but a plantar aponeurosis. It is composed of the compact bundles of the collagen fibers. This plantar aponeurosis consists of three parts. After remove this, the superficial, we can identify the tight band type of the plantar aponeurosis is there. Only we are identifying the central part, very tight, very strong also. Where compared to this, lateral and middle, very thin bands are there. So deep fascia, there nothing but a plantar aponeurosis. It is divided into three parts. One is a central, medial, and lateral parts. So central part is thick and cover the flexor digitorum brevis muscle. So after remove this central part of the plantar aponeurosis, we can identify immediately flexor digitorum brevis muscle. Next is the medial and lateral parts are very thin and cover the respectively. Middle side is the abductor hallucis and lateral side is the abductor digiti minimum muscle. So when we are remove the plantar aponeurosis, then we can identify the first layer muscles. Those are the flexor digitorum brevis. It is present centrally. Middle side is the abductor hallucis. Lateral side is the abductor digiti minimum muscles. So this fascia, where to where it is attached. So it is a central part of the aponeurosis is narrow and is going to attach to the medial tubercle of the calcaneum. So calcaneus, that is a tarsal bone. So that having the medial and lateral tubercles are there. So this aponeurosis posteriorly it is going to reach to the medial tubercle of the calcaneus. Then after it going to anteriorly, it become a broad and splits into 5 bands, one for the each digit proximal to the metatarsal head. So before it is a narrow, when goes towards the anteriorly, it become a wider and it is become splits into 5 digital bands going to reach to the insertion and the proximal to the metatarsal heads. Next middle part aponeurosis covers the that is a adductor hallucis, whereas it is going to reach to the flexor retinaculum posteriorly, and also it is going to reach to the Abductor digiti minimi muscles, lateral part. Lateral part of the upper is cover the abductor digiti minimi muscle, whereas the middle side is the cover the adductor hallucis muscle. So posteriorly is going to reach continuously the flexor retinaculum. That is the plantar aponeurosis. See here we can identify this is the plantar aponeurosis central part. It is going to take origin from the medial tubercle of the calcaneus. It is narrow band. When goes to the anterior, it is become a wider and splits into 5 digital bands. These are going to reach to the respected digits metatarsal, that is a phalanges. What is the function to know this the plantar aponeurosis? One is that it is acting like a maintain the longitudinal arches of the foot, acting like a tie beam, and also it is used for the dorsiflexion of the toes in walking, make plantar aponeurosis tight. And also this plantar aponeurosis gives the provides the origin for the superficial group of the plantar muscles, first layer muscles. And also it protects the plantar vessels and nerves from the compression. And it subdivides the sole into compartments and subcompartments. So those are the functions of the plantar aponeurosis. This may expect the short nodes, this plantar aponeurosis. Its attachment anteriorly, posteriorly, how it is, what are the functions of this plantar aponeurosis. Next is the what are the muscle layers? Already I told. So some textbooks they are given the 5 layers, but here I am saying the 4 layers, the muscles only, muscles and tendons. The fifth layer that is given the blood vessels. So here the 4 layers are there. The first layer lies just beneath the plantar aponeurosis and consists of 3 inch muscles, extends from the heel to the toes. Here 3 muscles are there. The 3 muscles present in the first layer, whereas the second layer consists of the long flexor tendons of the toes and the intrinsic muscles connect the tendons. So here in the second layer, long tendons and lumbricals presents. Whereas the third layer, the short muscles, metatarsal region and foot and consists the short muscles, great and little toes. Third layer having the 3 muscles, whereas the fourth layer includes the dorsal and plantar introsis muscles and tendons of the peroneus longus and tibialis posterior muscle. So these are the 4 layers we are identifying. According to the layer by layer, when you're doing the dissection, then we can identify the fifth and sixth also. Some textbooks they are given sixth layer also. There is a for the one of the layer is the that is a lateral and middle plantar blood vessels. So another layer is formed by the long plantar, short plantar, spring ligaments. They are given. Only the muscle layers are only 4 layers. When it is some textbook, they are given the 6 layers also. So first layer, there is a 3 muscles are there. They are lie side by side along the sole. They are arising from the all 3 muscles from the calcaneus and plantar aponeurosis. What are the 3 muscles? One is the abductor hallucis, flexor digitorum brevis, abductor digiti minimi muscle. These are the 3 muscles or the first layer sole muscle. Next first abductor hallucis muscle, where it takes origin, insertion, nerve supply, and action. So the first layer muscle is very, very important, may expect the short nodes. Origin from the medial tubercle of the calcaneus, flexor retinaculum, and plantar aponeurosis, where is going to anteriorly the insertion, the tendon of the middle side of the base of the. See, this is the first layer, 3 muscles, abductor hallucis. This is the flexor digitorum brevis. This is abductor digiti minimi muscle. This is the 3 are the first layer muscles. So it takes first is the abductor hallucis, takes origin from the medial tubercle and plantar aponeurosis, going to reach to the proximal phalanx of the first great toe. Next is the flexor digitorum brevis. It also takes origin from the medial tubercle of the calcaneus and plantar aponeurosis. Next insertion, it takes when muscle belly is going to reach to anteriorly, it divides into 4 tendons for the 4 toes. So here that's why it is called a flexor digitorum brevis. It digits, it gives the how this forearm muscles, flexor digitorum superficialis. flexor digitorum profundus. How it is gives the tendons? So same like here, it divides into four tendons for the lateral four toes, going to reach to insertion there. Now supply from the trunk of the middle plantar. Now action is, that is a plantar flexion of the lateral four toes and position by the ankle joint. So this action is for the plantar flexion of the lateral floor toes. See this, this is the middle one. After remove the central tendon of the plantar appendix, we can identify it is also takes origin from the middle tubercle, then goes to reach to the middle region, metatarsal region. We can identify the four tendons. These four tendons going to reach to the base of the proximal phalanx. These four tendons. Action is the plantar flexion of the metatarsophalangeal joints. Next is the abductor digiti minimi muscle. So digiti minimi muscle, it is going to reach to the little toe. So it is also origin from the lateral and middle tubercles and middle tubercles of the calcaneum. Insertion is the groove on the plantar surface of the base of the fifth metatarsal bone. Base of the fifth metatarsal bone. Now supply is the lateral plantar. Now action is plantar flexion and abduction of the little toe. It is a plantar flexion and the abduction of the little toe. See here, here we can identify this is abductor digiti minimi muscle. It takes origin from this calcaneus, then goes to the base of the proximal phalanx. The second layer, it has the two extrinsic tendons, and two flexor hallucis longus tendon, flexor digitorum longus tendon, and these tendons gives origin for the four lumbrical muscles. See, tendon of the flexor hallucis longus, tendon of the flexor hallucis longus. It is a deeper muscle of the leg muscle, that is a posterior compartment of the leg muscles. When you remove the superficial muscle like a gastrocnemius, soleus, plantaris, then we can identify this the flexor hallucis longus muscle. It takes origin from the lower two-third of the posterior surface of the shaft of the fibula, then takes origin there in the leg region. This go come to downwards and reach to cross to the flexor retinaculum. Then beneath this, then it is crossed to the calcaneum, that is the sustentaculum thalli. Then this is going to reach to inserted into the plantar surface of the base of the distal phalanx of the great toe. So where it is going? Distal phalanx of the great toe. Next is the now supply is tibial now in the posterior region. Action is plantar flexion of the great toe. Plantar flexion of the great toe, and also this tendon going to maintain the middle longitudinal arch. Another tendon is here, that is a flexor digitorum longus. Second tendon is a flexor digitorum longus tendon. It is also takes origin from the leg region. It is also deeper muscle. It takes origin from the tibia, and then it is crossed to the flexor retinaculum. Then it is entered into the sole region, that is plantar region. It splits like a four digits. Then see here how it is splits into four digits. And one is going to the second, third, fourth, and fifth. So like this, it's going to insert the base of the distal phalanx. Next, these tendons are giving the four lumbrical muscles. Four lumbrical muscles. First lumbrical, second lumbrical, third, and fourth lumbrical. But here, the first lumbrical is a unipinnate muscle. Second, third, and fourth is the bipinnate muscles. This is also the second layer muscle. Next is another muscle is here, quadratus plantae. Quadratus plantaris is accessory muscle. It have the two heads. One head is takes origin from the middle side of the calcaneum, whereas the lateral from the lateral side of the lateral tubercle of the calcaneum. These two unite together, but going to inside the where this flexor digitorum longus muscle tendon. This is the we can identify the second layer muscle. One is the two tendons and two muscles, accessory muscle and four lumbrical muscles are present in the second layer of the sole. The nerve supply is same like that is from the tibial nerve only, second layer also. Tibial action is the plantar flexion of this lateral four toes. Same accessory also. The nerve supply is from the trunk lateral plantar now. Action is the correct the digital diagonal pull down base of the middle phalanx. That is the first lumbrical is the unipennate muscle. Remaining three is the bipennate muscle. It may expect the Viva question or MCQ question it is. Next is the now supply is the first lumbrical is supplied by the medial plantar now. Remaining is supplied by the lateral plantar now. The action of these lumbricals are the plantar flexion at the metatarsophalangeal joints and also dorsiflexion at the interphalangeal. So both dual action here. Plantar flexion at the metatarsophalangeal joints, but whereas the dorsiflexion at the interphalangeal joints. See here, first lumbrical is unipennate, second, third, fourth is the bipennate. So here the first lumbrical is supplied on the middle plantar, remaining is supplied by the lateral plantar now. Third layer, here three muscles are there. One is the flexor hallucis brevis. So flexor hallucis longest tendon we have studied already. So it is takes origin from the it is bifurcated tendon origin. One is from the cuboid bone. Another one is the another head takes origin from the lateral three cuneiform bones to origin. But insertion is it is going to insert the that is the splits into two narrow tendons, each being intercut with the sesamoid bone. So is going to become a sometimes we are identified with insertion as a sesamoid bones are there extra. Now supply is from the medial plantar now. Action is produce the plantar flexion of the metatarsophalangeal joints at joint of the great toe. At the great toe, we can identify the plantar flexion. Next is the adductor hallucis. It is having the two heads like a oblique head and transverse heads are there. This takes origin from there in the metatarsal bones, second to fourth metatarsal bones. But whereas the transverse heads takes origin from the that is the deep transverse metatarsal ligaments. These two fuse together and make a single tendon that is going to insert the base of the proximal phalanx of the great toe. This is also going to reach to the proximal phalanx of the great toe. Now supply is lateral plantar now. Action is adduction of the great adduct of the great toe. Just see this. This is the transverse head from the takes origin from the transverse ligaments. But whereas here the oblique head takes origin from the cuboid as well as the three cuneiform bones. These two are united together, going to reach to the base of the proximal phalanx. So its action is the adduction of the great toe. Next is the flexor digiti minimi brevis. It takes origin from the fifth metatarsal bones, insertion at the proximal phalanx of the little toe. Action is superficial branch. The now supply is superficial branch of the lateral plantar now. Action is the plantar flexion of the little toe. So here third layer also the action for all muscle three muscles for the plantar flexion of the little toes and great toe and the middle three of the second, third, and fourth toes also plantar flexion. See here, this is the third layer. One is the flexor hallucis brevis, two muscles. Here also oblique and horizontal muscle, that is adductor hallucis. This is a small flexor digiti minimi muscle. These are all for the digiti minimi for the plantar flexion for the this small digit. This is for the great toe adduction of the great toe. The fourth layer, it is the seven intrinsic muscles are there. Dorsal four intrusive muscle, plantar three intrusive muscles are there. Two extrinsic tendons. One is the peroneus longus, another one is the tibialis posterior tendon. So in the fourth layer, we can identify the dorsal intrusive four muscles. These are the bipennate muscles. Plantar intrusive are the unipennate muscles. And also two tendons, peroneus longus and tibialis posterior. See, these are all dorsal intrusive muscles. Takes origin, it is the bipennate muscles, takes origin from the adjacent sides of the shafts of the five metatarsal bones. But insertion is each dorsal intrusus forms a narrow tendon and passes forwards in the cleft between the toes. Now supply is the deep branch of the lateral. So this is dorsal intrusus and plantar intrusus. Now supply is only one, that is a deep branch of the lateral plantar now. See here the bipennate dorsal intrusus, whereas here action is for the abduction of the middle three toes perform the dorsal intrusus. Whereas a plantar into say three independent muscles, it takes origins like a plantar surface, adjacent shafts of the metatarsal bones. This is the same. Action is now supply is the lateral plantar now. Action is the abduction of the middle three toes. Next, another two tendons, peroneus longus tendon, tibialis posterior tendon. See, peroneus longus and peroneus brevis, you know that lateral compartment of the leg muscles, peroneus longus muscle, it takes origin from the fibula. The tendon is crossed to the lateral malleus and crossed to this cuboid bone. Then it is crossed towards the middle side navicular. That insertion is the where it is this peroneus longus tendon, the base of the this first see here the three cuneiform bones and going to reach to the tubercle of the navicular and also base of the first metatarsal bone. And now supply here the that is the lateral and middle plantar nerves. See the lateral and middle plantar now how it is formed. See posterior tibial nerve is there. It's crossed to the flexor retinaculum below the that is a medial malleus. Then it is enter into the in the plantar region. Then it is divided into lateral and plantar nerves. These are all accompanied by the same like a medial and lateral plantar arteries. Same we are identifying these two plantar and lateral and middle plantar arteries and the nerves. We can identify dividing into just below the flexor retinaculum. One is the middle plantar nerve. This is a large terminal branch of the tibial nerve and accompanied by the middle plantar artery and the middle side of the that's beneath the adductor hallucis. So these are each nerve gives like a proper digital nerves and three common plantar digital. See the distribution of these four muscular branches. One is the abductor hallucis, flexor digitorum brevis, flexor hallucis brevis, first lumbrical muscle. So middle plantar now going to supply to the first lumbrical and flexor hallucis brevis, flexor digitorum brevis, flexor hallucis. These are the four muscles supplied by this middle plantar now and also supplies to the there is a cutaneous now supplies to the middle side of the sole and also the articular branches for the metatarsophalangeal and interphalangeal joints. And also dorsal branch supplies to the region of the nail blade also. So like this, the middle plantar now distribute the nerve supply to the sole of the foot. Whereas the lateral plantar now, it is a branch, the small terminal branch of the tibial now, and appears in the sole deep, and this